Atrial fibrillation. This word was not known to anybody else except for doctors and the patients suffering from it in the US until a few years back. But these days, every household that watches TV and the ads about blood thinning or is on internet knows what is atrial fibrillation. Even the people, those who are not suffering from that, wonder if they could have it if they are having a little bit of palpitation during their activity or during their exercise or normal activity. We are living in an exciting era of patient awareness of health and their eagerness to manage their own health. 80+ million people in the US are at risk of some sort of cardiovascular event or disease. Some of them have been diagnosed with arrhythmias. Some of them have undergone certain surgery or procedure because of which they have the risk of having such events in future in their life. And some of them have other conditions like diabetes or sleep apnea, and they are also at risk of cardiovascular events. What is important for these people is doing exercises regularly as recommended by their doctor and being monitored regularly, not just heart rate, but ECG monitoring by their doctor during activity. There are a lot of technologies in the market that are used for ECG monitoring. For example, the implantable products like Medtronic Link. There are traditional event and Holter monitors that have hanging wires from your body and you stick electrodes at different places on the torso. There is a new generation of products coming up like patch type devices. And also there is a new type of product where you hold your fingers on an iPhone type of sleeve. The implantable products require a very expensive procedure and it might cause infection in very few, but some patients because of the interaction with their tissues. The traditional Holter monitors have discomfort on patients because of the wires hanging all over their body. The patch type devices, their sticky life is only limited as the skin shades and they sweat, the sticky comes off, so the sensors come off. The device which has sleeve where you hold your hands for sensing your ECG or put it on your chest can take a snapshot when you feel symptoms for a short time. But none of these technologies have been able to capture this potential of this long-term monitoring market of all these people. To summarize, these products have been developed either to focus on the clinical utility or consumer usability, but not both. And we believe that both these requirements are important to provide a real good wearable long-term monitoring product in US and all over the world. 2012, Dr. Pramod Deshmukh and I founded Nimble Heart with the mission of providing clinical quality cardiac monitoring to at-risk population in the comfort of their homes. We have a multidisciplinary team with top-level expertise in different technology areas who has helped us realize this product into reality. So our product is a diagnostic quality ECG, which can be used anywhere, not just in the hospital, but in any outpatient setting like home or outdoors. It is the first of a kind dry electrode-based ECG wearable product, which can be easily worn by men or women, which is reusable, and most importantly, it does not need any skin preparation like shaving or abrading the skin or putting gel. It can transmit real-time clinical quality ECG data, 1 to 3 leads data to your favorite platforms like iPhone or iPad. And using that, we can create different algorithms and predictive analytics to help the patients when it is time to see the doctor. So our product actually works. This is not just on paper, and it has been validated through different studies. We performed our first clinical study at a treadmill test setting in India, where we captured, as the waveforms indicate, very difficult to capture ST segment depression, which the treadmill tests are targeted for. Our most important validation comes from NASA Ames Research Center. So how did NASA find us? They were looking at a long-term and durable monitoring product, which is equally medical grade for their space crew monitoring. And of all the technologies available in the world, they chose our product. And we got the prestigious contract to develop a custom 12-lead wearable product for long-term use on astronauts. And I'm proud to say that we delivered that contract and also got the revenue from NASA, and also this proud patch with our name on it. Our commercial market validation comes from a clinical study in Henry Ford Hospital's cardiac rehab environment, one of the biggest rehab programs in the country at their multiple sites. And we got very hearty and encouraging comments from their patients. All this technology has been developed in-house, not licensed. We own all the technology and we have patents pending on those. So the market, first and immediate market that we see is home and hospital-based cardiac rehabilitation in US and atrial fibrillation monitoring. That market alone is close to 2.5 billion. In addition, we have capability for entering long-term monitoring market, like cardiac rehabilitation in countries like India and China. And yes, they are getting very much aware that cardiac rehab is an important part of life for those patients who are at risk. In addition, the monitoring markets like other conditions, sleep apnea, diabetes, hypertension, is also something we want to target. Cardiac rehab, basically to summarize quickly, it is a doctor-prescribed exercise program and monitored exercise program that someone has to undergo after being diagnosed or after taking a procedure or surgery or being a heart failure patient. Most of the people do not undergo cardiac rehab in spite of the fact that it improves mortality by up to 45%, improves quality of life. But the problems that people do not undergo cardiac rehab are, it's first of all very difficult to schedule 2 or 3 times visits to an outpatient setting while handling your family and work life balance after undergoing through a surgery. Secondly, every time they go to do such a rehab program, they have to shave, prepare their skin, and put those electrodes 3 times a week. And that causes rashes on their skin. It's just not a comfortable experience to anybody, and because of which they feel lack of motivation, their doctors as well as themselves. We believe our technology can answer this problem by having first a product which is very easily usable, reusable, and something that can be used most importantly in the comfort of their home or hospital or their apartment gym, for example, where they can collect the data and send it to their doctor for either real-time or post-exercise monitoring. So our product offerings can be summarized as a 12-lead wearable product which can interface with any third-party ECG amplifier, and our 3-lead and 1-lead products that have built-in ECG amplifier and wireless transmitter. This is how our products look like. They're made of a water-resistant and very easily wipeable material, which is very thin and very low profile, and you don't even feel you're wearing. So yesterday I was at Heart Rhythm Society conference in San Francisco. I had it on for the whole day and I could show my live ECG to anybody. It is that convenient. To bring them to market, we are working on our FDA clearance. Our product has our FDA application has already been filed, and we're expecting the 510(k) to come through in a couple of months' time. So Nimble Heart has achieved all this with a shoestring budget almost, and of course passion and motivation by us founders and some of the angel investors. So we are planning to raise the next round to implement certain software features, to go to market, and most importantly to be the pioneer in home-based clinical grade cardiac monitoring all across the world. Thank you.